I wanted to share something powerful from a recent conversation I had with Mike Sullivan. He's the CEO of the Loomis agency. Mike's led a 40-year-old company through growth, chaos, and success. But when it came time to think about succession, transition, and legacy, he hit what we call the founder's trap. Here's a short clip where Mike opens up about a decision that weighed on him for 5 years and how their very first EOS Focus day sparked the clarity he needed to finally resolve it. It reminded me how EOS gives founders space to step back, align their teams, and ultimately lead with confidence. So here's the clip. I thought it might resonate. We all chase the payday, the sellout, the acquisition, the pot at the end of the rainbow. And when that happens, and we're lucky enough to get that, there is this massive void or emptiness the next day. And the entrepreneur is like, now what? What happens next? So there has to be more than just money, money, money.
Absolutely. I think that's a great observation, Joe. And I mean, that is it. What's next? What now? It does create a huge void, I think, in people's lives when they are married to simply the pursuit, and this is something I think is, you can see the gray on my beard here. I'm actually thinking about sort of the end of my career. Okay, so well, what's next? Is my identity wrapped up in my business? Is my identity wrapped up in the idea of pursuit? At the end of the day, it's not very satisfying to simply cash a check and walk away. That there's plenty of literature and there's plenty of lore about just how sort of soul crushing that can be for an entrepreneur to just sort of be completely invested in their business, and then their business goes away, and then who are they, at the end of the day? So I think that's a big discussion. It's certainly one that's alive for me. And then that gets into, well, geez, how do you transition these businesses that you're building? What is sort of the ethic or the idea around that? When is the time to get out? Because then you can wind up in what we call the founder's trap, where it's like you stay too long. You ride it into the ground, and we've seen examples of that sort of thing. We brought in an implementer. I committed to running the EOS program. I thought, well, I'll give this a year and see how it goes. It was hugely impactful for us. It really forced us to have the difficult conversations that I'd been avoiding. And we came out of there with some real clarity. And using the EOS system, we were able to then begin to go down a path that ultimately we decided not to go down, but we needed to run down this path just to see if it would work. The clarity around that, I can't tell you sort of the personal relief that I have around it. There's a trajectory, there's a vision that all four of the partners share that we have cascaded through the organization. Everybody's on board. They understand what we're trying to do. This really helped me resolve something that had been on my head for the better part of 5 or more years. So, like, what are we going to do now? And I know what we're going to do now, and that is just a tremendous relief.